In today's video, all what I am doing is marking up my charts on EURUSD, exactly how I would do on the morning calls within FTR. Now, I actually do it for myself for 31 pairs, so that gives me the best possible opportunities within the markets every day to be able to get the full and complete moves that the market is willing to offer. Now, I go through explanations as to what it is that I'm looking for, how I'm looking to trade, how the market moves from liquidity zone to liquidity zone, and hopefully it will break down my process really quite simply, ready for some more back testing and also possibly live trading videos for you over the next 6 to 12 months. So if you do find this video helpful, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so I've decided to create a chart markup from scratch. So this is how I would mark up my charts at the start of pretty much every day. It's 6:20 in the morning, been up for 2 hours. I just feel like cracking on with some work. So why not start off by demonstrating how I would start my day? So first of all, you can't see it on your screen, but I am just having a quick look for any news events which might be happening today. Well, we have some news on the pound at 7 a.m. So in about half an hour, which is a claimant count change, which is basically unemployment. And then we've got the Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking at 9:45, which is also a red news event. So for the pound, that could be quite strong. Oh, cool. They finally set alerts on these things. And then we've got a couple of decent ones tomorrow on Wednesday. So when you've got red news coming up, the market tends to consolidate. So even looking at the chart over here, it will show us that we've got a couple of things going on. The zoo economic news, whatever that is. So the market tends to consolidate in the build up to the news events. My interpretation of that is the bigger sort of banks and institutions are starting to stack their orders and just basically get them in place, ready for the news event to come in, where they can either make their move by pulling their money out of the market or shoving more into the market to really put it in one direction. Looking at the weekly so far, it's Tuesday the 20th of January. I was quite firmly expecting us to drop off this week. So where we had this really bullish move yesterday, I'm thinking with the formation of a candlestick, how it tends to happen is that you get a sort of starting point here, usually a drive in one direction, up or down, like this, and then it closes something like that. So you end up getting a body. This is a bit of a mess, but you get the body of the candlestick like that, kind of, and you get the wick either side. So it may well be that today is the day where we start to turn around, or we continue upwards. But I'm thinking if there's any sort of order block above us on either the H4, maybe even the H1, that might be the turning point for us. So, and that's normally found through a red news event. So the market will always hunt liquidity to be able to get the reversals. So we are still pushing up as it stands on the weekly. On the daily, oh yeah, also going back to the weekly, if I was to mark out the order blocks, which aren't massively relevant on the weekly, we're looking all the way down here. So, you know, there's nothing below us, and I don't think there's anything above us to really target. We're looking probably months of price action unless there's a big drop off or a big push. So weekly, not much to go by. Daily, yesterday's was just, it took me by surprise completely. I was expecting us to come up to about here. Oh no, sorry, here and then drop. It didn't happen. So again, we've got no liquidity up here in terms of there's no order blocks. There's nothing ready and sort of waiting for us to place opposite orders and drag the market back down. And looking below us, there's also nothing until all the way down here. So I'm going to mark this on because these can stay on here for sometimes months at a time until any sort of action happens to reach it. But it's always good to know roughly what's going on. I'll also mark up a custom alert on this one. So hopefully I can get a different name for it. Here we go. So on the message, I want EURUSD reaching daily OB. Look potentially for longs. So that alert would pop up on my phone, it'll pop up on my watch, and it will pop up on the screen as well. So once price does reach down there, at some point I can start looking to get long because the daily zones are typically the highs and the lows of the days, or areas where there's going to be a rebalance forming, that's where you tend to get at least a reaction. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're going to get reversal and start shooting off in the other direction with no end in sight. It just means that you're most likely going to get a reaction. And the reason behind that is other people are aware that it's there. So if somebody else can see it on the chart and you can see it on the chart, there's going to be a battle that can take place. That's the way that I see it. I set it as an open-ended alert as well, so there's no expiry date on that. Just before I jumped on this, I cleared everything off of here, so removed, I don't know, 40 drawings or whatever. So, my charts are normally quite bare, but that was just old data which I've now logged, which is cool. So blank slate. Daily's kind of out of the way. I am expecting some kind of, maybe a push up and then finally a press down. And we do have this area to rebalance right here. Okay, so not an order block as such, but a rebalance to take place. And just the same as before, this is a daily rebalance. So again, Euro USD, daily rebalance. Now I can start dropping down to the time frames where, even though the H4 doesn't represent a session, say for example, London morning or New York morning or London afternoon, I still tend to group things together as if it is that in terms of the H4. So it helps me sort of keep a level mind in terms of, well, each H4 in my mind is pretty much a session taking place, and the maths just works well in my mind how it works. So that's why I'm using H4, and the M15 multiplies into H4 16 times. So that's where a lot of the mathematics behind the winners of the trades take place. With this is an H4 order block, which we can go for. The reason for that is we've got a nice kind of apex below, and we're looking for price to recover down to this area. Just the shape of it in general, got the imbalance, got the kind of like a mitigation of this previous area here. This is a H4 order block for me. And then we have again further down here, but because I'm thinking that the market should be dropping, these will essentially be counter trend H4s. Okay, so I'm expecting that price will probably just react off of these and then finally come back into them again. So Euro USD, H4 rebalance. And then again with this one. And you can do this with as many pairs as you want. Typically, I've got 31 pairs which I can follow, but I tend to trade between 2 and 8 per day. And I'm now just going to have a quick scan and see if there's any, standout H4 above us. And the nearest is up here, and it's not particularly an order block. I do go into quite a lot of detail on what an order block is and how to really identify one within FTR, but for the purpose of YouTube, I'll try and tag a video which I've done previously, which goes into the basics of it at least. Oh my days. Down to the 15, which is, you can do your entries from the 15. So when we're looking at the H4 down to an H4, an M15 is absolutely fine. You're looking at about a 10 pip stop, and that's all what you're doing. So the market goes from zone to zone. It goes from liquidity to liquidity, and liquidity is in the order blocks. Liquidity isn't in the imbalances. So when we're looking at taking trades on the 15, you're looking at something along these lines. Okay, that wouldn't be a worthwhile trade, but if I could get like maybe 6 pips, if it plays out properly, then yeah, that's a worthwhile trade. But within that, if we're looking for a 15 within an H4, but we can actually then drop down to the M1, again, you can reduce your stop loss down to about 2 pips. And whatever the distance is, just divide that by 2. So what would that be? That would be a 42R trade, in essence, if we manage to get something like that. So I'm now going to be looking at the H4. So look in the H4 zone and see if there's any obvious order blocks on the M15, which says, right, okay, we've grabbed liquidity from down here. That's probably going to be the driver to take us to the next area. Okay, and why do I think that the market goes from H4 to H4? Well, it does, and and also it goes from daily to daily, weekly to weekly. It would go 12 hours to 12 hours. it's going to where the liquidity is. It's going past the imbalances, okay, like this. Also, let's have a look at the price action to this. Yesterday was just a really horrible sort of consolidation day. We'd created a level of resistance up here, which will then probably turn into support. Okay, so real basic trading. The market typically tends to do this. Okay, it will retest previous highs and lows like this. So all what we're doing is we're looking at where does the imbalance end? It ends down here. Is that an order block? No, but it is an area of a retest of support and resistance, which is what the market tends to use. So it could be that we just shoot off into the distance, but maybe it won't. Maybe it will trickle down. And if it trickles down slowly, it's probably going to react from something like this. So even though it's not an order block, it's a rebalance, and it is worthwhile me at least marking it out. Okay, I've already got an alert in that area, so I'm not going to set too many, because if too many alerts go off at once, they become like one. So it becomes very difficult to be able to keep track of them. And then we also have, well, the order block is from here down to here, but I'm going to take this rebalance here and mark this on as an M15. Okay, so coming up to this H4, if we do work our way up to this, which would be some sort of miracle, I think, especially for today's trading, again, we're going to look for order blocks. So we've got the imbalance, which, as I've already said, has very little liquidity in it. So I'm going to go to the area which looks like it may well be an order block. It's mitigation. It goes to the halfway point of the H4, which is obviously, when you think of a condensed area, the volume is largely in the middle. So this has already come from the middle, a rejection of the middle, tried to go back into it and got rejected with severe aggression. So in my eyes, this is a pretty solid M15 order block. I would like to try and trade short from this if I can, with the view of feeding it down to another order block. Okay, so not necessarily just a 15, but because it would be leaving an H4, okay, because it would be leaving an H4 up here, if there isn't another order block created on the lead into it, then this would be the target. Okay, so if I could get a relatively small stop loss on a trade, say 7 pips or something like that, and I feed it down to this H4, get into a trade, kick back, do nothing, maybe look for scaling opportunities, but we'll get figures from those sorts of trades. That's the order block below us, and the order block above us pretty much covered. And I'll just look at this one, which is a little, like, personally, I find it a little bit tricky. This was the drop over the weekend. It's a big gap. It's a genuine weekend gap. And then we just rallied. And I had all of my alarms going off on that evening. So Sunday night, going into Monday morning, around about midnight, because I've got so many pairs that all had alerts on. I've had to literally delete all the alerts because it was just going crazy. I was like, something's happening, something big's happening. So when I looked at the chart and realized that we'd already gone 50 pips in the space of about an hour, the opening hour, I'm not really sure what to do with this, because we broke this previous sort of swing, I guess, from the previous week with a wick, and then we pushed on with aggression. So we've got entry techniques on how we can get involved in trades like this, but when price reverses to it, or comes back to it, we've got imbalance followed by essentially the spread hours candles, which are often the best ones to use. But I am going to have to say that there is still an imbalance comes down to a rebalance, essentially an order block here. So yeah, I am going to have to mark this on as an M15, because we should at least get a reaction. And sometimes those reactions could be, 15, 20 pips, which is absolutely fine if you're getting an entry on, say, the 1 minute or a certain element of the tick chart, which might give you a stop loss of maybe 2 pips. So 2 pips into a 20 pip pullback, that's 10R. Okay. And again, we're looking for chart patterns, we're looking for particular candlesticks to basically demonstrate what the market is doing. It basically tells us a story. As things stand, this is my chart layout for today so far. I'm just going to looking for any other sort of M15s which might cause a reaction. Okay, so there's an M15 here and there's an M15 here. Okay, a really strong sort of pivot point up here, which might stop us from working our way up to this. Now, typically speaking, if you've left a H4 area, price is going to go straight to the next H4 area. But every now and then, when you get something really stand out on the M15, a bit like this one, and it's not been mitigated, there's been good imbalance left behind, like this one, for example, I don't think would hold. I think the next target is likely going to be this. So where am I looking to get involved in the charts? Okay, I would ideally like for price to come down, tap into some liquidity down here, or maybe even create a new order block, okay, like this, and then lead into that. Or what price can do is it could end up just going directly to it, where I could then look for a pullback to this before leading onto the next H4, up there. So we could do something like that. The main thing is to understand what you will do when we reach these areas, okay? Because it is just a matter of when we reach them. It's either going to go up here or it's going to go down there. It's not going to go sideways forever. So you need to have a plan of what you're going to do when price gets there. I teach in FTR that there are entry techniques for whether or not we're going to pass through an area or if we're going to reverse from the area. So, we always know where our next target is, which is really good. That helps us assess whether or not getting involved in a trade is worthwhile or not. Also, it helps us stay sharp. We know the key areas of the market where it's likely going to reverse from or where it's going to wrap from. We know where it's going to go to, but we also know the best possible place to get involved in the market moving forwards. That is my euro markup, which I'm going to pretty much repeat in an hour's time live in FTR for when everyone's awake and we're all looking at the charts ready to take the same trades for the day. So I hope that's been helpful. Decided to kind of do what I do every day into the channel this year. So if this has been useful to you, please do subscribe. And if you want to apply to join us at FTR, it is gated. It's not a standard community. It's a trading academy. So I actually teach you how to trade and I trade alongside you. The link is below.